Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to the videos. Another paid request, this time for Travis. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 1980 film Used Cars, which is one of the early films directed by Robert Zemeckis. And I know this film did not do well when it came out. Him and Bob Diel helped write the script. I think it also helped on the script for 1941, the Spielberg movie. And that was a time when they thought their careers were done. They're like, we can't buy a hit. We can't have any type of box office hit. Until Robert Zemeckis finally did Romancing the Stone. That definitely put him up on a type of pedestal, which then led to Back to the Future, and then, of course, that definitely opened up Zemeckis' career. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Forrest Gump, Castaway, and more so. Because Back to the Future sequels. But it's definitely early Zemeckis. And you have a pretty good cast. You got Kurt Russell, Before Steve from New York, and The Thing, and Big Trouble in Little China. You got Jack Warden, who plays two roles, two twin brothers. One is the nice boss of Kurt Russell's character. One is our bad guy who owns another used car lot across the street. You have Garrett Graham as a buddy of Kurt Russell's who's very superstitious and also hates red cars because he feels they're bad luck. Garrett Graham, he was the asshole stepdad in Child's Play 2. How's it hanging, Phil? He was also Bud and Chud 2, Bud the Chud. He's been in a few other stuff. Frank McRae, he's another buddy of Garrett and Kurt's characters. He was the boss in Last Action Hero, yelling at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was the police chief. He was also the police chief in 48 Hours, yelling at Nick Nolte. He was Sylvester Stallone's buddy in prison and lockup. He was also the police chief in National Lampoon's Little Weapon 1. May he rest in peace. Good character actor. And they work on a used car lot, trying to sell as many cars as they can. And Kurt Russell does have a nice charisma to him. I'm a big Kurt Russell fan. Definitely one of my favorite actors. Just love the guy. And the movie does have a fun air, like a fun atmosphere to it all. Although I didn't find the film that funny. I gotta admit, I remember when I first saw this, even nowadays, watch it again. There was a certain level of disappointment because I kept hearing how this is one of the funniest movies ever. Oh, it's a cult film. It's so damn funny. And I'm watching, I'm like, I'm not really laughing. I'm not having a bad time. It just, something about it just didn't find the jokes funny. But at the same time, because I like these actors, because I like the idea of movie being a used car lot. I mean, honestly, I would say I probably got more chuckles out of Cadillac Man with Robin Williams dealing with car salesmen. But this, like I said, the actors do have some good chemistry with each other. And like I said, it has a bit of a charm to it. It does have a charm to it, whether it be early on where Caruso sees that there's a customer across the way and he gets a fishing line with some money, throws it to lead the guy across the road to his lot, and tries to sell this car to the guy. And it's definitely a movie that has some dark humor to it. For example, his boss, who's a kind guy, he dies because the asshole brother hires someone to give him a heart attack. But in order to hide the body, because he knows that if this is found out, the brother would get the lot, and that's what his boss never wanted. So they bury him in the car on the lot. And then because the guy's gone, they can do whatever they want. So they give us some people to illegally hook into the station and broadcast a commercial during like this game. And during it, accidents happen where Derek Graham sees it's a red car and he's again paranoid, superstitious of red cars. So he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And the guy's like, "Did he say fuck?" And then there's a girl there, but she rips her shirt and her top's off, so you get some titties there. Can't complain about that. Derek Graham, he. If there's some laughs, like Kurt Russell is more charming than funny in the movie for me. If I got some chuckles because of Derek Graham's performance and some of his reactions of being so overly superstitious. And it's always nice to see some titties in there. Always nice to see that. And then the commercial is so successful, they're heavily backed in business. I guess I kind of wish that there was a bit more humor and wit to how they sell the cars to people. Because like, oh, well, this matches the color of your eyes, and this matches the color of your hair. But yeah, I don't know, I thought there may be some more wit, some more cleverness to how they sell these cars and trick these. Like Robin Williams would kind of do that in Cadillac Man. And there's other movies too that have done it, but I guess they're just hoping for more. The closest is Derek Graham has a pet dog. He makes the dog lie on the ground and pretend that he get run over to make this guy feel bad in buying the car. And then as the car drives away, the back falls out and the kids fall out and are left behind. So that made me smirk a bit. Pretty much after that build up, the good boss, the kind boss who's passed away, his daughter shows up. Kurt Russell falls in love with her, has to lie to her about what's really going on. You get a bit of love story going on. And it's fine because Kurt Russell, and I forget the actress's name, they're not bad actors. I mean, their chemistry's not bad at all. So it's nice to see. I wouldn't say it was anything hilarious or completely extremely memorable, but it was fine. Pretty much, that's kind of when the laughs are less. Like I said, I wasn't getting a whole lot of laughs, maybe a chuckle here and there. That's kind of where the laughs dwindle a bit more because they spoiler. Ultimately, the girl finds out what's going on, and she fires Kurt Russell, Garrett, and Frank McRae, and then Jai Warden, the bad version, said she's by herself. She doesn't really know what she's doing. No one's there. No one's selling. We're gonna stick it to her even more. So we fucked with her commercial, put words in her mouth that she didn't say, so that we could go after her for false advertising. And there's a bit of a trial. I like that Al Lewis, Grandpa Munster's the judge. But stuff that really isn't that funny or really isn't that exciting. I would say the second half of the film, the two moments that were good were one, I kind of wish more of the movie had this energy where they're in this bar and Kurt Russell bet on this football game. And it seems like they're going to lose. And Frank Murray looks at Garrett and says, "Hey, spill some salt," you know. Says, you're so superstitious. He does. And then the other team's getting this bad luck. And so Garrett's like, "I got to do more." And he just keeps wrecking the place. He's pouring all the salt. He's going under ladders. He breaks a mirror, and Carlos is like, he gets what he's doing, and you see his eyes more lighting up, and then the football game goes in their favor, and they win all this money. Yeah, I wish I had much more of that fervent energy to the proceedings. And then the last bit's fun, but just because some good stunt work where Kurt could use this money for his own because he was wanting to buy his way into being a senator. In order to do so, he needed $10,000. He's got it, but now he's going to use it to buy 250 cars because during the fake advertisement, what was put into her mouth was that she had a mile of cars. But Kurt's like, hey, if I get 250 cars, get them here at this time, there will be a mile of cars. So we get these students to drive it. So you have all these cars being driven, and you have some good stunt work. I mean, not to the extent of Cannonball Run, or even Cannonball Run 2, or the finale of the Blues Brothers, which was around, or had it come out before this? Or maybe the same year. I think it was 1980, some say 70. It was around this time. Maybe the same year, actually, now that I think about it, but can't remember. So it's not as stiff as that, but there's some good stunt work. I mean, there's a bit where Kurt Russell's character is thrown into another car, and so he's got to jump from one car to the other car to the other car, and Zemeckis has the right showcasing of showing it all in wide. So you see all these other cars around as your characters jump from here to here to here in order to get back to this one car. And that's a pretty well done stunt sequence. And there's a couple fun bits. Frank McRae has to punch a guy through the windshield to get him off his car. So spoilers, by the end, they get there, they measure it, it becomes a mile. Grandpa Munster, Al Lewis, judges it. Jack Warden loses. And now Caruso and the girl are going to be a couple, and they start selling some cars, and there you go. So it's not a film I hate. Far from it. It is not a film I hate. It's worth watching more with the commentary because it does have Kurt Russell and Robert Zemeckis, and I think Bob Gale was on the commentary. It's a fun commentary. I would say the commentary is actually more fun than the movie. I really do believe. I think the commentary is more fun than the movie. So, if you have the DVD, I don't know if it's on Blu-ray. It's worth a watch for the commentary. The film itself, for me, it's just okay. Like I said, there is some charm to it. It has a good cast. I wish it was funnier or just wittier than it is when it deals with the used car salesman backdrop. Like I said, I think Zemeckis has definitely done a lot better. I think a lot of the films afterward were better than this. Although I'd rather watch this than What Lies Beneath. Like I said, the cast makes for enough charm. It's at the very least it's a time waster of a movie. Like I say, just something about it. Just I wish it was. I wish I found it more funny than I did. I don't know how else to put it. But the commentary is worth a listen to. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.